Whew, okay. I think we have everything set up. Drinks, food, and especially snacks. I even made sure to get all your favorites because, hey, that's what best friends do, right? I can see you've already eaten half of them, too. Well, I've got even more downstairs in the snack cupboard, so you know where it is. You've been over to my house like a million times. Now our sleepover can finally begin. So, before we watch a movie and snuggle or something, I mean, hey, if you're up for it, that is, just best friends snuggling, that's a thing. But anyway, what I'm getting at here is, I was wondering if you could help me out with something first. See, I've been writing this story, right? And, I was wondering if you could sort of give me your feedback, you know? Well, it's still in its early stages, and it's more of an outline, really. But anyway, I was thinking, I could quickly run through the main points, and you could tell me your thoughts. Would that be all right with you? Great, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, so where do I begin? Well, first of all, I guess I should give you the main character. So she's this girl with dark brown hair, like mine, and she lives in a house very similar to this one, and she has this friend of hers with eye color, yes, like yours, in fact, and she loves him very, very much. Much more than a friend. But the friend is very dense and never seems to realize it. In fact, the friend seems to be kind of slow to read between the lines, just in general. Okay, so what do you think of my character so far? Nothing is wrong with her so far, right? Right. Okay, nothing is wrong with her. She didn't do anything wrong. Anyway, so this girl is madly in love with her friend. I'm talking 200% crazy. Head over heels, absolutely nuts in love. Her friend is making her lose her marbles. But I mean, hey, hopefully that's not the only thing that'll make her lose, but it's really difficult when the friend is just so dense. Anyway, so the girl really loves her friend, but she can't confess to him because what if she gets rejected? She can never take that back, and it could even ruin their friendship. And that's maybe the one real emotional connection she has. Everything else feels so lifeless and fake to her. She really doesn't have the heart to confess directly. Oh, there's too much she could lose. So she tries to sort of feel things out, if you get what I'm saying. She tries to make little illusions here and there, trying to test her friend's reaction, seeing if it's okay to confess yet. Sometimes she even flirts in sort of indirect ways, but of course her friend is hopelessly dense, so that sort of, method never really works for her. She even has to ask to snuggle a lot, and when she gets to, she always makes those flirty remarks like, "Oh, you're so good at snuggling, I wish I was the girlfriend of someone who snuggles like you." Or something like that. The friend still doesn't really get it, of course. The girl does everything. She even makes sure to keep all of her friend's favorite snacks in her cupboard, but of course the significance of this goes unnoticed. Okay, so now what do you think of her so far? Right? So far, so good. She didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with her trying to be indirect and test the waters. Nothing is wrong with her trying to protect her relationship or happiness or anything. If anything, the friend should have really noticed her feelings, am I right? Maybe should have noticed by now. But I'm still not done. Let me get on with the story. So the girl just really can't get enough of her friend. She wants to be romantic with them. She wishes they were a couple, but she just can't seize that dream. So she fantasizes a little bit, little fantasies here and there. Everyone has that about their crush, right? Well, of course she does too. Innocent little fantasies, like hand-holding with them, hugging them, getting married to them, but still, that's not enough. And she just wants to bring that fantasy a little bit into reality. So she takes a photo that she has of her friend and her together, and then she edits it just a little bit, very easy, and to make it look like a wedding photo, wedding dress and all. And it makes her so happy to finally have just a bit of reality to her fantasy. Something tangible. She looks at that photo every day, every night. She makes it her phone background. She frames in a copy and sleeps next to it. It's the only thing that gives her real peace of mind when she's always such an insomniac from not getting her happily ever after. But she can't be satisfied with that. Not with just a photo. It's still missing something. Her fantasy just still isn't physical enough. That's the word I was looking for. She thinks of all the time she snuggles her friend and how lovely it would be to feel like that even when he wasn't around to snuggle. So, she thinks about her friend's sweater and, how if she wore that, it'd sort of feel like she was snuggling them, and she needs that. She needs that very, very much. So one day, when her friend isn't paying attention, she ever so deftly swipes the sweater and replaces it with an identical one. And she gets away with it completely. She keeps a straight face the entire day. She smiles to her friend as usual. She laughs with them, they don't suspect a thing. She loves that sweater. She treasures it and cherishes it and goes to sleep wearing it every night, pretending like it's her friend all around her and not just the sweater. And I would ask you what you think about her right now, but I already know the answer. It's fine. She's fine. She didn't do anything wrong. She was just acting out of love. And nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with loving her friend who has your eye color and has your hair color and who happens to love all the same exact snaps. So there's nothing wrong with the main character being a little romantic. But it's because she's so romantic that she just can't settle down. She can't be happy with just a sweater. As great as it is, it's still just a sweater, and it's not as great as the real thing. And she is just torn apart that she can't spend more time with her friend, that every second she's away from them, it's just eating away at her insides little by little, all the time, and she can't take it anymore. She wants to spend every waking moment with them, but obviously that's not possible. So the main character starts watching that friend. It starts out with just watching them from behind the bushes at first, or maybe from behind a car or something, but then she wakes up smiling every day, knowing that today she can watch her friend again. And then after a while, she gets an idea. She sets up cameras. Very hidden cameras. All the kind you wouldn't notice. She sets them all over the place so that her friend frequents, and of course, she especially likes to make sure to keep plenty in his room. So now she can watch them in their room. She can watch them all the time. They probably wouldn't let her sleep over every day, right? I mean, that would be unreasonable, but, now she can watch her friend fall asleep every single day. It's almost like they're a couple. But they're not. They're not a couple. She's a great character, right? You don't have to say anything because I already know. She's fine. She didn't do anything wrong, but, like I was saying, they're not a couple. And in a way, watching her friend all the time through her cameras, it makes her extremely aware of that. Because yes, she can see other things her friend does, but that also shows her all the attention they get from other people, and she just feels so neglected. When she sees them sharing meals with others, she thinks, that should be me sharing a meal with them. When she sees them laughing and joking with others, she thinks, that should be me. When she sees them talking to others, she thinks that should be me. And she tries. She tries to keep it together. Of course she tries. She never does anything wrong, and she tries to bury her feelings deep down within her heart because she doesn't want to hurt all of those people coming between her and her friend. Even though she might. She doesn't want to be destructive or harmful, especially not around her sweetheart, but there's no way to keep a burden like that all inside, right? Her jealousy, her resentment towards her feelings of neglect, they all get a bit more heated day after day, until inevitably the entire thing boils over. So she invites her friend over to a sleepover. Just like this one, in fact. And one thing she wants more than anything is to just be accepted. But it's so hard to even ask for that. If she tries to be direct, she just stutters like a bumbling idiot. So she confesses about her feelings. She confesses about all the things she did. But she does it in a very indirect way. She confesses as if it was a character in her story that felt and did all these things, and not her. But she's worried. She's still so worried. What if she isn't accepted? What if they try to run away? So she has a backup plan. She has some rope that she keeps under her bed. And just as a reminder, it looks just like my bed, right here. And she dragged the snacks that all her friends ate earlier. You know, the very same kind of snacks that you helped yourself to just now. That way, he can't get away, even if he wanted to. But why would he want to? She didn't do anything wrong. She didn't do anything wrong. Don't you think so too? What's the matter, friend?